gosh, darn, golly, gosh, goshy, gosh. Good evening.
Good evening, Steve.
Evening, Steve. Evening,
So
everybody.
Just so everyone knows, the live stream is up and running.
Oh no, it's the boss. Behave yourself. Damn
I
it.
haven't been on for a while, have I? It's been far too long.
He literally just, I heard the voice of it. I had a little set of dread for just a second. Oh, now the boss is here.
Hardly the boss. The person who started all the idiocy. Let's put it that way.
And Steve, don't use the Y key.
Evening, Neil.
Evening, Steve.
And David too, and everybody else. Brent, if you made it. You win, Brent.
Good evening. Can I get a radio check, please?
You're going through loud and clear.
Thank you, Peter. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, another tomahawk.
The transmitter code for this week is the same as last week. All snowmen, 8888.
Steve, you bought an Airbus, you know that.
For those of you... Go ahead,
Joe.
Peter, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
That's all right. Go ahead, Joe. That's okay, Joe. You go ahead.
No, I was going to say, for those of you who have downloaded the bulldozing digital upfit of Ashford, I did put up an update, so that is available for download over on flightsim.to.
Take the opportunity to say good evening, gentlemen.
Good
evening.
Good evening.
Oh.
Good evening, all.
Evening.
Hello. Sorry, Neil, Mr. Bunn. I'm in the Scout, Neil. But if anybody else sees me as an 320 Airbus, I will change to something a bit more stock.
You're showing up as an Airbus to me as well.
I've got the Scout. You look like a Scout.
Yeah, Neil's got the Scout.
Yeah,
I've got a Scout.
Maybe if I go out and of your area and come back in like yesterday or the other day, and then it redraws me.
Yeah,
I can see you as a scout if that's you at the end of 2-3.
Yeah, it is. Yes, David. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you as a scout, fine.
yeah, definitely a scout, not a girl guide.
Very large girl guide.
I'm in a cub.
Put your woggle away.
I'm not seeing you as an Airbus anyway.
There we go. It's just Neil. So shut up, Neil.
I'll take your woggle and go on.
Yeah. I'll change. Once I just look, I'll take off and go for a flight, and then when you redraw me.
We've got 5 minutes to go, but if you want to take off, I don't see why not.
Good evening, good morning. Voice check, please, from the Deep South.
You're coming through loud and clear, Alice. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Alice.
G'day, John. I've got I'm in that little 152 that's got all the fancy gizmos in it.
Yes, I just discovered, Alice, that it's got a autopilot as well.
So that's the what do they call it? It's the I forget what it is now.
Our first course is 3 5 degrees. It's just under 10 miles to Lee-on-Solent.
Local info, Lee-on-Solent is the busiest airfield during D-Day in the UK.
And it will be runway 23 there.
It'll probably be the busiest one tonight as well.
I think it will.
Dave, it's your fault. I bought the Scout.
It's good, isn't it? Flies nice. I did too.
You're saying of it being a little more twitchy than the Chinook is an understatement.
It's character building.
Yeah, that's for real.
The main advantage is that you don't have to sell anyone cookies.
But them.
Cramps in my legs from holding pedal pressure.
Left rotor, yeah. The rotor.
Welcome to the 1960s.
Thank you, sir. May have another. Great fun. I definitely called the helicopter mode. That Chinook's just charming. I love it.
We'll just put the Scout in the back of the Chinook if we get to that.
I was trying to buy some helicopter controls, but they're hugely expensive.
If you're sitting on the runway, please take off.
Is that an M&M song?
Let's please stand up.
I just took off with my window open. Didn't realise it was. It must be open by default.
No, I think it was your fault.
That's your air conditioning.
Very good.
We started early tonight, haven't we? We started really early.
Yes.
Let's not peak too soon.
I may have had a drink.
I should have remembered to also say, remember tonight that Jonathan's live streaming, so definitely old dad jokes, yes, but nothing else. Okay, we've got about 20 seconds to 8 o'clock, so if you're still on the ground, definitely it's time to take off.
So did you say we're targeting about 100 knots or less?
Yes, round about that, Jonathan. I just thought it'd be nice to give a chance to people to fly the small stuff that they don't normally get to fly on the group flights.
That's absolutely fine.
Swap to the Tiger Moth for the break.
Actually, I noticed earlier on today in the Warrior 3, sorry, it's not, I keep calling it a Warrior, but it's the Archer 3, that if you've got the storm window open when you take off, you can't close it once you're up in the air. You've got to land again to close it.
That's interesting. I never noticed that before.
Oh, you see, that's because you fly properly and you don't fly with the storm window open.
I know some of the aircraft early on, I think the, for some reason the Kodiak is in my head. If you opened the storm window with damage switched on, it would smash the plane and, you know, go black screen.
It's amazing sometimes what they actually put into the aircraft, isn't it?
Yep. I always laugh when you get like the tail draggers, the more accurate ones, when if you nose over and they bend the prop.
did
Yes.
that last week.
Never done that before.
What was that again?
Shut up, Joe.
Number one when you say that.
Sometimes you can have too much realism.
Don't all Spitfires have bendy props like that?
I did a live stream with the Hurricane a few months ago, and I lost the engine about, I don't know, an hour into the flight, and thought I was looking around at pressures and temperatures, thinking, what have I done? What have I done? And then I realised I'd run out of fuel.
That's Joe's problem.
Hey.
Oh, I did that the Beaver when you did that Saturday flight. We got to change over the fuel tanks.
Anyone bought the RV8 yet?
Yep.
Well, with you, Jonathan, it goes without saying.
It's good fun.
Absolutely. You got reviews to do.
Exactly.
I like the RV10. I've got that. That's great.
I still think the 14 is my favourite, the little one.
Yeah, I like a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I've got that one too.
Because it's got a good speed, it flies nicely slowly.
Well, the other reason is tail draggers are hard work, and the RV14 has a tricycle variant.
They call it a 14A, don't they, or something?
I think so.
Runway 23 at Solent Airfield.
Yes, it's 2-3.
We came down to the south coast yesterday and spent the day at Bovington Tank Museum. If anyone's not been, absolutely fantastic.
Or as we call it locally, Tank Museum, Tank Museum.
Okay. On your doorstep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you let me in, you didn't catch me.
And your ticket's good for a year.
It is. What a place. Oh, it really was. It's one of the best. There's no hassle. They don't search your bags for packets of crisps or something. You bring your own food, and they're just nice and relaxed there.
Yeah.
No horrible people on the door going. It's just, yeah. What a great place. Really nice atmosphere. It wasn't particularly busy either yesterday because it was summer. Yeah, really impressed with the place. And a lot bigger than I imagined.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did take a trip to Monkey World afterwards then, Steve.
Oh, well, that's home for me.
Well, they used to have one before. They used to have one of the chimps that would climb to the top of the enclosure, and he would just, well, obviously he's making chimp noises, but he would just hurl abuse at the tanks as they drove past.
I remember that on the TV program.
Yeah, Charlie.
That was the one. He hated them.
So, which runway are we going for here?
2-3.
2-3.
2-3. Okay.
Let's keep it orderly, gentlemen.
back in the day, this was a very big Royal Naval Air Station. Quite a big.
Abless.
Correct. Nowadays, it's home to search and rescue flight, and gliders, and a few light aircraft.
Norman.
Yeah, they've got a new
detailed.
facility.
All those buildings around the airfield, all their little workshops and rubbish outside and stuff. It's quite detailed now.
Yeah, I've got the one of the add-ons to it. So good.
Oh, of course, Berlin Blue came out with one, didn't they?
That's the one I've got. Yeah.
Not got it. Or have I got it installed?
Burning Blue did one, and I'd only been there to an open day at Britain Norman about 2 weeks prior to them asking for, if anyone's got any photographs or anything like that. So I just sent them everything I had, and they've got quite a bit of the stuff that I sent them in the model.
Are you good?
Cool. She sent them a picture of the inside of your microwave. Add it to the cockpit.
I know you have to take a picture of your Hoover bits.
Do, here they come.
Just lost me avionics.
There's a lot of interesting stuff down here at Portsmouth.
The home of the Royal Navy.
Yeah, I can see all its 3 ships.
There you go.
I tell you, there's at least 5. There's 2 aircraft carriers now.
Portsmouth is or was, I can't remember now exactly, but I think it's the most densely populated city per kilometre, or square kilometre. It's either in Europe or the world, because it's an island.
Neil, you've only got a cockpit. I could just see a cockpit with you in it and no aircraft.
That's the stealth version.
It's lighter than the normal one. Yeah, it's just a cockpit, but most of the cockpit, no wings, no fuselage, nothing else.
It's got that special paint.
It's just got
That's what Wonder Woman used to have.
Yeah,
Do you remember Wonder Woman and her invisible plane? And you could just see her poking her head out the top.
Let's see, but I can do Mach 2 in the Tomahawk now.
Next airfield will be Goodwood. That's a course of 8-1, and that's 17 miles away.
Oh, I've got Goodwoods. I think it's Burning Blue. That one is as well. You can actually see cars racing around the circuit.
Jaguars.
And crashing, I think we've got.
There's quite a few naval ships in the dockyard.
Yeah, because I've got some add-on scenery. I've got one aircraft carrier stacked on top of another.
Are they making a new one?
That's economy parking.
It's an aircraft carrier.
HMS piggyback.
I've got the UK carrier group in, and that gives me moving aircraft carriers.
But
The UK's actually got 4 aircraft carriers.
Something else, though, to have it. I noticed the airshow assistant has now added in-flight refueling to its.
Yes, it has. I've not tried it though.
I had a go with it. It's quite tricky.
Oh, that's what we want.
Especially if we're trying to refuel a Cessna 172.
I was trying to think back the other day, and I'm talking about possibly 2000 or pre-2000. There was a game that actually, I don't think it was the flight simmers then, that actually let you do aircraft refueling, or that was the aim of the game almost.
I know certainly the Tornado in whatever one of the previous flight sims had it.
DCS has got it, hasn't it?
No, this is way back, and I think the whole object to the game was just literally to do the in-flight refueling, as far as I can remember.
Right.
And I can't think what it was. All I can remember is that once I'd found the aircraft that you could refuel from, one slight error, and all of a sudden it had disappeared, and it was miles away.
Your info, Joe, if you look right, you should see Thorny Island you were talking about earlier. And if you look left, wave, you'll see my house.
I'll give you.
Yeah, the scenery is really good.
Of course, it's always sunny in this part of the world. It's never rained.
Is that a house with a massive swimming pool and 2 Rolls Royces sitting in the driveway?
Only 2? Ooh.
Sorry, somebody's pinched one.
And the wife's gone out, yeah.
Ah, that'll be it, yeah. She's popped up the shops.
Nah, he's divorced.
Don't tell my wife that.
Can you still just see the cockpit on my Tomahawk?
Hold on, you were next to me. No, I've got the whole aircraft now. It's a bit further away. I think it may be something to do with that auto FPS malarkey, doing draw distances and object distances. So.
There's I thought it was at the British Airways livery, and I was in economy class.
It looked like an Airfix model that someone couldn't be bothered to finish. Me.
I was just going to say that beat me to it.
I just got really excited by the ones in the tank museum, in the souvenir shops. 30-second scale ones. Ooh. 70 quid. No. I resisted.
It's funny, I was looking at model kits on the internet earlier to give myself something to do away from the computer, and I ended up looking at an Airbus model kit, and it was 144th scale, and I almost bought it, and then I realised it's probably about 75 centimetre wingspan, and I've nowhere to put it.
Nowhere to put it, yeah.
And also, it wasn't actually an Airbus, it was a Cessna, but no one else has got it.
Oh, you have to hang it from the ceiling, Jonathan.
Oh, my word. That would be like being about 11 years old again, wouldn't it?
Well, that's okay. You put it over your bed and you just explain it to your wife that it's just a slight fixation.
Dangling on 3 bits of fishing wire.
Yeah, and then the bit of sellotape you suck it out with peels away and lands on your head.
Oh, I can't remember those days. Many
Trouble
times.
is, it's a slippery slope though, isn't it? Because once you're a bit older and you've got a little bit of disposable income and you start looking at model kits, and you don't actually factor in, have I actually got time to do any of this?
No,
Yeah.
I'm actually off work for for the past about 12 weeks, and I still don't have time to do those kits, and I've got 3 of them.
I think I've got about half a dozen unmade Lego kits that I've had for about 18 months, just sat here waiting to be built, and I just haven't got the time to do it.
I've got a Lancaster kit that one of my daughters bought me 6 months ago, and I still haven't got around to it. She somehow found a model kit of the only model of Lancaster that had radial engines. I was looking at the box artwork and I thought, there's something different about this Lancaster. What is it?
You think they were going into the parts bin and then just changed the artwork?
Well, this is what I wondered.
Or is it?
No, it was a real thing apparently. It was like the lesser version of the Lancaster that had radials because they run out of Merlins basically.
Just realised I'm at the airfield. What runway were we using?
I'm going 2-4.
I'm doing an overhead joint, honest. I haven't forgotten.
I was going to say it's 3-2 was the wind.
Okay, 3-2 then.
I'll have to go right hand circuit now.
$3-2, did you say, Peter?
Yes, 3-2.
Talk to the Lego kits. Have you seen the price of the Lego kits nowadays?
Oh, it's horrendous.
Very much had it aimed at adults.
That's definitely.
All my grandsons are growing up now. They don't need it anymore, thank heavens for that.
Oh, you can inherit it back then, Ellis, can't you?
Oh, I got a couple of great big plastic bins that's absolutely full of it. Well, the families have. We haven't got it. But he contributed to it. Be rest assured.
I think that's standard across the world. Big plastic bin for the Lego. Everybody's got one of those.
That's it. Yeah, we got one in the loft.
And no instruction books, they're long gone, yeah?
Yeah.
My kids were sad they kept the instruction books. Wouldn't like to find all the bits for them though.
I do think it's a shame these days that you buy it with an instruction book rather than just the big box of Lego and made your own stuff.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, we just end up with a Luger. Or something resembling a Luger, and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't like the custom parts as well to make specific shapes.
What's the point?
There's no imagination required in just plugging together custom bits.
You have to buy a box of imagination separate.
Yes, when I was a kid, you used to make your own opening doors. You didn't have them already built for you.
My youngest boy is 21 now, but he bought a Lego model of Star Wars, something Star Wars, and I'll swear blind, the manual was as big as War and Peace.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got a couple of kits where there's 2 manuals.
I'm sure this manual is hardback.
Oh yeah.
I had a Spanish Lego kit that had 2 manuals.
Oh, there we go. YouTube.
So who's heading off to eBay in a minute to look for Lego kits?
I'm finally prizing myself away from the sun and enough time to go and start my guitar I've been trying to build for a long time. Kept putting off.
What's that, Lego?
Yeah. That's been a Lego guitar.
Yeah, My partner bought me a guitar from down a place called Choice. They sell, well, furnishings. £12.50 for a guitar. That's a bargain, that's great. And I went to use it today and tune it up, and it stays in tune for about 7 seconds. And then the strings stretch. And then it's useless.
Yeah, I don't think I can buy a set of strings for £12.
The guitar seems nice for what it's worth. Handset after about 10 minutes of using it, so it's going to take another 40 years, I think, before I master that.
Only 10,000 more hours.
Yep.
Get a recorder, go back to school.
So somebody on the live stream is asking which airport this is. This is Goodwood. If you'll notice, there's a racetrack around the outside of the airfield.
Yes, some very early Grand Prix will hold around that.
Yep.
I've never driven around Goodwood, it's very fast, isn't it?
That's a Goodwood house that's very well modelled as well.
Next airfield is Dunsfold, former home of Top Gear. Course is 82 and it's 28 of course, not 82, and it's just short of 18 miles away.
Every single Royal Air Force Hawk was finally built and tested there.
Oh, that's an interesting fact. Never knew that. Wonder where they were built.
The fuselages were built in Brough and maybe Samlesbury, and then they were shipped down to Dunsfold, assembled, test flown there. Likewise with the Harriers. All the Harriers were built there as well. And also the back ends of the Harriers that went, all the American Harriers, all the back ends were built there as well. A little bit of unknown information. The front ends were carbon fibre and the back ends were metal.
You're one of the 4 people left on the planet that doesn't have the Hawk. It's now $20 US in the store. It's like 60% off. So get them while they're hot.
Oh, press buy a second one.
There's no Joe Challenger here, is there, tonight to sing his praises?
Seems to be his favourite, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I don't think he ever flies anything else, does he?
No, I've not seen it.
And he's missing out the one stop the plane was actually built at. Unbelievable.
Well, I'll have to remind him next week when he turns up. Joe, look what you missed out on, mate.
We'll just tell him that at the last minute there was a change of plans and we all decided to fly Hawks instead.
I can imagine what was going through his head. I'm not gonna fly one of those slow things. I must say, this little upgraded 152 flies nicely.
Yeah, I'm in the 182 RG. It's very similar.
Just trying to remember who did the upgrade of the 152.
SP Sim or somebody, was it called?
WB Sim.
WB Sim, that was it. There was an argument, wasn't there, early in its life about the rights of the various bits that had been shoehorned into it, and it got pulled off the market, so I don't know whether it's reappeared. I don't think they really had the permissions to put the pieces inside the aeroplane that they had.
one I'm flying's got the GN750 in it.
Yeah, but I think they had borrowed code from lots of other projects without asking them. Well, that's what I suspect had happened, because it suddenly disappeared.
It's still around, but you've got to hunt around for it. I think you can get it via one of the Discord.
Yeah, so it's not officially available from anywhere.
Yes.
Well, so if you've got it, you might have a saleable commodity.
Yeah.
It will become a collectible.
I'll take the highest bidder.
So 1.25 at Dunsfold.
Selling aircraft as NFTs.
Yeah, they've disappeared, haven't they? That whole
one-offs, one-off NFTs in Sims, eh? Wonder if that's a little scam to do.
Only hit one pylon.
Yeah, once you've broken it, it's done.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You crash it once, you have to buy it again, or pay for the parts to repair. I think that would probably sell. You know, there's people that would do that. I think that's serious. You know, you replace your tyres and you buy new tyres.
It's funny you say that. Back in the days of FSX, the crash detection would detect other aeroplanes hitting you. And there was more than one occasion where my dad is part of a group called My Air that I've mentioned once or twice in the past. More than one occasion they were getting ready for a group flight with the big jets, and somebody taxiing hit somebody else and wrote both of their planes off.
I was going to say, Steve, you shouldn't say that because Captain Sim might be listening.
He's probably already got about 300 on the market by now. Or M-Scenery. M-Scenery everyone already got on.
So are we going runway 25 at Dunsfold?
Yes, Jonathan, yeah.
As I said last week, Peter, M-Scenery are like the Barbara Cartland of Sim World, popping out one every couple of days.
On the PMDG DC6.
Yes.
Notice the mistake that they made on it, though.
Oh, blimey. Nope.
If you go to, I think it's a central galley, and then look at the stainless steel fronted cabinet, you can actually see somebody sitting down taking the picture because he's got a yellow neck strap on his camera.
We're all going to have to go and look now, aren't we?
Oh, there's lots of airfields where if you go walking around the buildings, you can see the reflection of the photographer.
Did have to check twice to make sure I wasn't seeing things, but yeah, it's definitely somebody sitting down taking a picture.
I hope my sim's frozen. Let's see if it wakes back up. See how long it takes.
Mine just did that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil, thanks for that.
Wasn't me. Jonathan said it first.
Yeah, it's just going on now. Mine froze for literally 2-3 seconds, then 4 seconds, and still doing so. Oh, interesting, eh? Very interesting.
They all happened at the same time. So it is driven by the server then when that happens.
Yeah.
Didn't happen to me in the deep south.
Nope, nothing here either.
Oh, me.
Me neither.
We're all south southerners,
Yeah.
so we might be sharing a common server.
No sympathy then.
You're all on the same pipeline.
Quite possibly.
So the
Yeah, how do
cleaner
you
just
know
tripped
what?
over the. Yeah, the cleaner tripped over the power cable, didn't they?
Yeah, they're doing the Hoover.
Vacuum in.
Yeah.
Plugged it back in and thought, no one will notice.
We generally
I need to plug their phone in to charge it.
Somebody from CloudStrike just hit enter again. And then just hit the delete key quickly. Oh god, no, I'll leave that one. Well, they've gone and he's just left after work and turned the lights out before his computer freezes. Yeah, it's getting choppy.
I've noticed a few stutters lately. They're doing something to the servers.
They're probably getting ready for 24, aren't they? I know the scenery's being upgraded right under our nose, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to put very high quality stutters into 2024, so they're just testing them out in 2020.
High definition stuttering.
8K stutters.
How much I can fit my cub onto this little runway.
During the Second World War, this was Mitchell base, I believe. I think the Dutch squadron were based here. Sadly, it's in real life. It's no longer an airfield now. It's been fully closed and about to be built on.
Oh, is it?
Is it? 'Cause, I mean, they're always trying to turn it into a housing estate, and always somehow seems to escape.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's becoming housing or a big business park. I believe it's going to become a big business park.
That seems to be the habit with airfields.
Yep.
Obviously, Upper Haven, that's where one of the centres are. And absolutely fantastic place, but it's just full of cars. Just store cars there now.
I assume we'll be 2-6 something at Gatwick, left or right.
That'll be interesting to see if that stuttering usually stay well away.
The thumping great windmill right at the end of the runway.
Yeah, that's alright.
Well, that's the Microsoft occupational hazard.
Fly through the blades.
Yeah, they went out of trees.
I was going to say, at least it's not trees. Perhaps that's what they got planned for 2024. No trees, but wind farms.
Are we coffee stopping at Gatwick? Is it the next one?
No, it's the one afterwards. So Gatwick is next. It's runway 26 left.
Good choice. Gatwick's far too expensive a copy.
I know it's got the old taxiway 26 as 26 right, but that was just an emergency runway, isn't it?
Yes, but having a few tried to land on it, I believe, mistakenly.
It's a shame not full stop in the Gatwick. I'm sure Alice would have done a bit of duty-free shopping there.
The only thing over by duty free is maybe a couple of bottles of fine whiskey.
Better bring 600 quid with you rather than 300.
Duty free's not that cheap, eh? Down here it's not anyway.
Slip the time back, I'm running out of daylight.
Yes, I had to go back to 6 o'clock.
I went back to midday so I could enjoy the scenery.
I'm just going to go and turn all of my airplanes back into default ones because it's murdering the frame rate.
To my wife the other day that doesn't matter, like every duty-free shop you've ever been in, they always sell Toblerone, but you never ever see anyone eating Toblerone at an airport.
Nope.
No, they're always taking it home, aren't they? I brought you a Toblerone.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Guess what I got from my daughter when she arrived home?
There's Toblerone.
Trip to Europe.
Toblerone.
Back in 1985, I was on a school trip to France, and they were trying to teach us to be adults. And they said, right, the last 2 to 2.5 days is our finishing up and our trip home. And they said, you need to budget your money for the rest of the trip because we're not providing any food. And I busted it all by that time, and all I had was this huge, massive bar of Toblerone, and that's all I ate for 2.5 days. I won't touch it again. I'm absolutely sick of it. It was an extra large. It's about 3 foot long, but I got through the whole lot in that time. And they stuck to it. I said, this is all I've got, and they said, no, not feeding you anything. They said, we'll give you water, but no, thanks for that.
So do you reckon the Swiss, when they go home, they take home Cadbury's Dairy Milk?
I've heard that the Swiss laugh a little bit at Toblerone.
Yeah, things must have been tough at Eton in those days.
They're probably getting it. They're probably getting it mass produced in China these days, like everybody else.
I like the way that they've changed the mounting on the boxes. If it's not made in Switzerland, it doesn't have that mounting anymore. It has a stylized version of something else. So you can tell if it's a genuine Swiss Toblerone.
They start messing around with them, putting white chocolate and different ones in it. No, you can't do that to Toblerone.
There's certain things I've given up to. I won't eat. I like Cadbury's, but only dairy milk. I won't eat their cream eggs anymore because they're not. They use candy chocolate now, and they're just tasteless. So.
They use palm oil too, Cadbury's. I won't buy this stuff anymore.
Oh, okay. Do they?
Well, they had a factory here in New Zealand and they closed it down and all the production went to Australia. And so all the Kiwis said, up you, and we stopped buying Cadbury's in mass. We've got another chocolate manufacturer, homegrown here in New Zealand, who quite frankly make a superior chocolate anyway. And everybody went for that.
Superior to Cadbury's? I want that man muted.
I'm telling you, it is.
I know a guy.
I have to agree with that because Cadbury's has gone downhill.
It sure did, and the reason is they started sticking palm oil in it. So we were told. You can taste the difference, eh?
Absolutely right, Alice. It was shocking. And the current one we have in New Zealand, Whittaker's, you just can't go past it. It's beautiful.
No. Would you like me to send you a bar? That man that wanted me muted.
I'm sticking to my Cadbury, sir, and that's the final. I will talk about this.
Just a dairy.
We're all entitled to an opinion.
I was going to say, this is the most heated conversation I've heard in months, and it's about chocolate bars.
I was going to say, Galaxy chocolate was so much better, but I still had to have my Cadbury's Dairy Milk medal, of course.
So we've got a question on the live stream chat. People are asking, can they come and join in? Yes, you can. So we're just flying past Gatwick Airport. We're on the Southeast Asia server. Anyone's welcome to come join in.
As long as they're chocolate lovers.
Yeah. Bring a bar of chocolate.
But apparently Cadbury is now banned.
Absolutely right.
Yogurt's gone the same way. Ski's gone really downhill.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
However, but well done for trying to bring a bit of culture into the conversation.
Oh, very good.
I mean,
oh my word.
You popped that one out, and I was refraining from doing my moustache joke about them taxing people with moustaches right under our noses. I refrained from that one, and you came out with that. I should have done it now. So that's going to go in your. Sorry, is that going to go in your speech at the beginning now, Peter? No talk of politics and chocolate.
No chocolate.
No chocolate.
So
list is growing.
People are asking on the live stream chat, how are we doing the voice comms to take part in the group flight? It's on Discord. If you search Discord for VirtualFlight.Online in the directory, you'll find us because we are listed there. The only rule we have on the voice comms is that the conversation has to remain family friendly.
And we use push to talk.
Yes, and push to talk. Well, push to talk is enforced. When you go into the chat room where everybody is, it will be pushed upon you.
Just got to buzz Gatwick Tower.
And Cadbury eggs are no yolk.
If you make bad jokes about Cadbury's, you'll get barred.
No, I'd say it would be a prerequisite that you must make bad jokes about Cadbury's.
That was good.
Let's not milk it.
I put on my peanut butter.
Jokes are becoming a bit of a marathon.
Isn't it weird though how every country you're used to the chocolate you had when you were a kid, and if it changes you know about it, or if you visit somewhere else it just feels or tastes completely strange to you.
Or completely fantastic, and you wonder what you've been missing out for 54 years.
Unless it's Hershey's. Sorry, my American friends, that's not chocolate.
That's terrible.
Oh, big stutters.
Years ago I sent an email. Years ago, I sent an email to Cadbury's public relations department. I said, if a finger of fudge is just enough until it's time to eat, can you explain why I've just had 3 in a row?
Yeah.
And they sent you a box of fudge fingers, didn't they?
Sadly not, no.
It's the same with Milky Way, isn't it? It's the sweet you can eat between meals without ruining your appetite. How about a whole bag of them?
Oh, but that's right, because they're fun-sized ones, so that's fine.
Yeah, but the whole family bag of fun-sized ones. It's like the whole bag of, or the whole tube of Pringles, isn't it? Or the entire packet of Hobnobs.
Well, have you ever read the small print on a tube of Smarties where it says 1 serving is about 13 Smarties? And you think,
that's a handful.
That's one mouthful. More than 13 go in at once.
I think we're murdering the multiplayer because I've just had everybody disappear in a huge stutter.
Yeah, no, me too. Right at a specific point.
That must just be Gatwick, huh?
Yeah, they're coming back in now, so I guess the server just shut a process down and started another one.
Next course is 21 degrees, and it's just 10 miles to Kenley, which is our break.
Good, because my dogs are hassling me for something.
Yeah. I'm hassling me for a coffee. Yeah. I can hardly see the runway. There's that many of us on the flight tonight. All I can see is the name tags. Oh, there it is.
Is it Pringles that were, once you pop, you can't stop?
Yep.
Why do they come with resealable lids?
For losers.
Flyaways.
That's so you can put it back on, put it back in the cupboard so no one notices.
Well, that is actually empty.
That's it. Yep.
You obviously know my two kids.
They were such a perfect shape, Pringles, that you had to realise they were totally processed from mush.
Yep. It's good mush, though.
Lovely mush, yeah.
Nice mush.
Nice mush. No, I'm off all processed foods.
Oh, that begs the question then, what's everybody's favourite processed food?
Spam!
That's spam tonight with rice.
Spam?
Fried.
Spam,
Fried egg strip sessions.
Beware the spamelope.
Hey, so next airfield. Kenley. I don't think I've ever landed here.
You can't, it's a glider field.
Ah, that'd be why.
I'm desperately trying to pull it back there to some semblance of normality.
I was originally going to go for Red Hill, but it was really just too close to Gatwick.
This is a good airfield if you're a dog lover. It's very Kenley.
It's asphalt runway.
It's a bit rough in areas, though.
It's very
Is it near, is it near Barking? Have I ever said the joke about my dog being on the underground? It was trying to practice the trumpet. It was trying to practice the trumpet. It went from barking to tooting.
God. They get worse.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so Kenley was a satellite airfield for Biggin Hill in World War II, and for the last 20 years it's been purely gliders only.
Are we
It's a big one. Oh, it is.
Are they allowed tow aircraft? Or is it all winch?
It's all winch from Kenley.
Just off when you come into land.
Just to say, wouldn't cut engines.
What chocolate we would have here? Whisper.
Oh, no.
So we're being asked on the live stream where we're going next. We're going to Kenley, which the ICAO code is Echo Golf Kilo November. So if you load in there and go on the Southeast Asia server, you should discover a small army of aeroplanes approaching.
I'm doing 20. Does that sound about right?
Correct, yeah.
I think we're all headed to the cupboard to dig out some chocolate.
Good idea.
I've got a slab, a couple of slabs of dairy milk for my birthday that you could probably survive bailing out from the Titanic on. Jack and Rose could have swam on those.
Oh, there's a nice airfield down there, but that's not the one, is it?
You'll be passing, where is it, Red Hill on the way, which is a grass airfield. This Kenley's got a half runway.
Oh.
So I was watching a YouTube video with a real pilot the other day, and he was on about all of his grumbles about flying GA in the UK, and yeah, happened to fly to Terweston. I don't know if you've seen that airfield, but I noticed that you can buy a version of Terweston for Flight Simulator. I don't know if anybody had got it or tried it, seen what it's like.
Nope,
Oh, was
not me.
that the flying reporter having a...
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yes, I didn't realise so many were PPR now.
And the idiocy of changing transponders every 30 seconds.
Yes, that was crazy.
I don't know if David wants to weigh in on that one.
Your video is very good, David, with the ILS approach into the airfield. Although I want to know what your wife was crocheting.
Yeah.
What runway are we using, gentlemen?
Oh, there's a massive helicopter just flown over. It must be the police helicopter.
20, I think.
Yeah, 20, somebody said. So we'll go with that.
It's 20.
20, roger.
Oh, I did notice the needle works very accurate on the downwind leg and the crosswind. She was obviously using a knitting pattern.
Oh my word.
That's not what she said.
I trust you checked the coffee shop out here, Peter.
No, I just assumed they'd have one, but being a glider field, they'll have a tea-urn somewhere.
They have scones with jam and cream as well.
Oh, don't get started on the jam and cream argument.
I was just going to say, come on, is it cream or jam or cream?
Cream and jam.
Jam goes first, doesn't it? And the cream on top.
The other one is, do you have a plain scone or do you have a fruit scone?
I
Or
like
is it scone or scone?
scone. Like date scones. Especially the ones that have got orange peel in them. Ever tried that, boys? Now,
Just making everybody hungry now.
nice date scone.
You talking about date scones with orange peel, or just orange peeled scones there, Ellis?
No, date scones that have got orange zest in them. A little cafe here in Whittianga make absolutely perfect ones.
All right, I must try that.
It's called Coggle House. That's a good English name, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The little old cottage in the back street. It's quite popular. Especially if it's a rough, rubbishy day.
Those poor oranges are beaten to a pulp.
I know, it's a great combination. Well, I like it. Chuck a bit of cinnamon in there as well. And
So
sprinkle
who's their zest for life?
raw sugar all over the top of them. I tell you what, mate. It's 1,000 calorie burn in every bite.
Welcome to your 4,000 calorie coffee stop.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, Joe.
Just gonna have a big old peanut butter cup.
Yep, that's another good debate, isn't it? There's peanut butter and there's peanut butter. Become quite a crafty thing now, peanut butter. Little boutique places producing the stuff. They all claim theirs is the best.
Right, I'm off to make a cup of tea.
Sorry.
Right, I'm going to go make a coffee as well. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm on final, so don't drink it all, guys. I am coming.
There's a cup on the counter for you, Alice.
Thank you. Going the wrong way. Gee, there's a lot of aircraft parked up here.
Oh, the Glider Club has made a fortune in landing fees.
There's Peter. I'll park alongside him. He's got the same aeroplane as me.
They may not have got commissions, but it's a really nice aircraft that they put together.
Okay, let's get this airplane up and running again.
Yes, when we take off again, it'll be 83 degrees, and it'll be for the longest stint, actually, I think, in the whole of the evening. It'll be 23 miles. Oh, and that'll be to Rochester.
This simulator really isn't this very happy with this many people, is it?
No, I'm getting big stutters.
Yeah, I keep getting the sound cutting out as well, which is really odd. Never seen that before.
Not getting any issues here at the moment.
Well, I'm on the Xbox, and my terrain was literally blurred. I couldn't see anything. And also a few route aces as well, so it hasn't been a great flight, to be honest.
Brent, clean your glasses.
Oh, I haven't even got them on, mate. That's the problem. Better go find them, then everything should be okay.
Find some rose-tinted ones, even better.
That's it.
Yeah, it's funny because that's one of the things I've noticed is that every time we go on these flights and I hear the odd pilot saying, oh, this is a problem, that's a problem. with scenery or stuttering or whatever. And we're not seeing any of that down here in the South Pacific. So I just wonder what's going on.
Obviously, there's some problem with the server somewhere, isn't there? In the grid at some point.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. And maybe you should all immigrate and come down to New Zealand and we're all good.
And then you'll have terrible stuttering.
Did you have a problem with that word immigrate?
Well, as soon as I speak it into existence, it'll start happening, but I have not had one problem today at all.
No, I've been good too. Sunny Barnsley.
I was having problems with scenery rendering yesterday as I was working on some airfield stuff, but haven't had anything today.
Mind you, up here, I don't think anyone's using the internet because they're all out rioting, so...
Apologies for almost taking you out then, Peter.
Oh, that's all right. You're just getting in front of me.
Yeah, I was using the wrong controls. Why am I not stopping?
Well, you see, if you use the TV remote, it doesn't work on airplanes.
Where's the autopilot button on a Tiger Moth?
No, the Ants airplane's Tiger Moth does have an autopilot in it. It's hidden. I think it's one of the pages in the tablet that you can make appear.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
There's a tablet. Oh, yes, there is.
I think it also works directly on the Logitech hardware as well, I think.
I haven't had a go with the Tiger Moth for ages. I need to have another go with it.
Sounds like another review coming up there, Jonathan.
I always find that the funny thing in the Fly 9 Spitfire that it has a autopilot.
Yes.
Next thing, they'll have guided missiles.
Have you been peeking at my Spitfire?
You just left a smoke trail across the airfield.
It always amuses me when you look at the rockets they had on the early Typhoons and stuff, and they literally were just giant fireworks mounted on the wings.
I don't think much changed really until about the 60s.
Yeah, the rockets on the pods on Harriers and things were not much different really. It's just a better casing for them.
Yeah, point and shoot. We officially set off yet? I see some people have and some haven't.
I was just going to say, if you're still on the ground, it's time to take off.
I just got back in time. I'll be one of them. Gee, there's a crowd of us today, isn't there?
There is.
We've got 30, I think, according to...
I reckon there's a hang of a lot more.
No,
that's a lot more name tags.
On Discord, we've got 30. Of course, that doesn't include the other ones.
I think we might be topping out the multiplayer in the local area somehow.
It's all that food talk, it's absolutely chocker.
Would you believe it? I'm just on the LittleNavMap and just flying over Sainsbury's.
Every little helps. What's that different one?
I was going to see the car park full.
I've just looked at the world map. There's at least 45 aircraft in the world map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can count 40 aircraft on the world map.
It's pretty good.
Sounds like we've broken it.
And it's the UK as well. It's not exactly the fastest country in the world to fly, is it? It's always pretty.
Did you have to take your socks off for that, Steve?
Yes, and I had to borrow some feet as well. I got the cat as well, but he was useless. He only got 4. So.
I wonder why there's a delay in the counting. Bit of a pause.
Crappy thumbless cat. That's why I got my sums wrong. I was using the cat's hands to count with.
It's big and hill.
Another airfield where you can have 3 different versions: the standard sim version, the free version, or the paid-for version.
Yeah, the paid-for version is pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah, I think I'll put the free one.
And it gets rid of the most hated runway in Britain as well.
Yeah, which one's that?
You know, I can't remember the hit down, but I know I hated having to side slip into it.
What do you mean, the cross runway 2911 that used to exist?
Yeah, but they built the jet hangar on now.
That's right. Yeah, no, they closed a very, very useful runway in order to build an enormous hangar. Yeah.
Mind you, the grass runway doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No, it's purely the great big tarmac for all the enormous oligarchs jets that come in every few minutes. But if I fly over the shipping and airlines hangar, I can look down and see my own little plane just inside.
Oh, my flying club is long gone.
Which one of your robins came into Beverly last week when I was away? Was there? Those wheel spats are huge, aren't they? They're very low to the ground. Short grass, they look. Absolutely. I just worry about anything that's immaculately cut grass runways.
Yeah, I landed in a farm strip one time, and they hadn't mowed the grass, and it was about 6 inches tall. And by the end of the takeoff run, the leading edges of the wings were splattered green, and the spats had turned green.
So I'm going to pay probably the next few weeks to have an actual flight and see how it compares in real life. So I'm just deciding whether to go for the Cessna or the Microlight, which might give me more visibility and be able to see it in the cockpit better. I probably mentioned it last week, I can't remember.
Which type of Cessna would it be?
It'll probably just be a 152, I think. Beverly's got 152 or 172. I don't know which of those submodels are those, I'm not sure.
Well,
I wouldn't mind the Cessna if I could be higher up, if I could be sat up and you'll see over the dashboard and see that.
The 150 then?
Yeah, the 152 is quite small. I mean, if you can go in a 172, I would do that. That's a far better plane.
Okay.
Runway at Rochester.
It'll be 20, I expect.
This is my area, neck of the woods. Word of warning: if you fly over Chatham, don't stop, don't go too low, because you'll lose your wheels and your wings.
Yeah, I used to work there once, many years ago. I know what you mean.
And he's got the biggest collection of wheels now.
Yes, that is 2-0 at Rochester.
Full circle with the conversation. You just said the biggest collection of wheels, and Lego make more tyres than any other manufacturer on the planet.
It's seamless, isn't it? This conversation's seamless.
Funny enough, I keep trying to get, I think it's Blidden into one of the nights, and that's the home of Lego.
I guess the factory's is there. You can see it.
Yeah, it's a big yellow and red building with little lumps on top.
Yeah, they're very proud of. They even have the Lego Hotel there, which is like a little Lego castle on the outside.
Yeah, I even left the word modelled out, but somebody still got it.
Just flying to the south of Brands Hatch, which looks pretty good. And my house is just down the valley from there.
I can see my house, me.
Yeah, I should wave to myself.
Don't, because if you lose concentration and crash into yourself, then, well...
That's self-aside, right?
Opens up a wormhole.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's a bit like time travel. If you see yourself in the flight sim, you'll envelop and fold in amongst yourselves or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your house insurance won't pay out.
That's when you're... So when you fly in your local area, and you know it for real, it just makes you realise how good this sim is.
Yeah. It's stunning, really.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I did a flight plan for my sort of my local area, but like the Derwent Reservoir was very badly modelled. I might try that again to see if it's better now. They've updated UK and Emily North, if that's there.
It doesn't matter where you go in the world. I think the scenery in that is amazing. What they've been able to achieve.
Some of the reservoir modelling is bad here, I agree. It just doesn't hold water.
Well, speaking of scenery, next Sunday we are going to be back in PNG. So we'll be going from Finschhofen to Madang. So definitely some different terrain to experience next week. And there are no airfield surprises, so welcome everyone from the live stream to join us.
Like we're not going to be diving into any holes, is that what you're saying, Joe?
That's right, we're not going to fly into the airfield that's a ditch.
Oh, okay. I'll come along then if I'm available. I've mucked up my transmitter too, by the way, Joe. I'm going to have to go and get your instructions and fix it. I haven't got the little NavMap settings right. I've gone and screwed them.
Yeah, they're all in the document that's in the events forum, Ellis.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I know. I saw them there the other day. Don't know what I was doing when I mucked it up. I really don't. But it's happened. You know, I can't see anybody today other than in the sim itself.
Rochester 20 is a right-hand circuit, by the way.
Now he tells me. Right.
Well, that's
Will goes right-hand circuit.
Watch out.
I used to fly a lot from here before I moved to Biggin Hill, and I used to rent a Robin from here, which was owned by a local vet, and it delighted in the registration G Bogie, B-O-G-I, And I'll never forget, I was lined up behind a British Airways jet in Jersey one time, and the captain of the jet actually had a laugh about my registration, which made me feel about 2 inches tall. Yeah, it's funny.
Did he get to pick it?
Not to be sniffed at.
Hope you didn't turn your nose up at it.
Yeah, the G-bogey is still flying from Rochester. There used to be 2 runways here, the main one 20 and a diagonal, but they've closed the diagonal and they've built on it some sort of engineering park, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got the add-on. I don't live very far from here, but I've got the add-on. I think that's burning blue again, but they've done really well because they've actually modelled their business park. You can actually see the KFC right next to the runway.
Yep, and there was a Toys R Us as well. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, and an Aldi, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's an Aldi now, and there's a swimming pool next to it, I think, for learn to swim.
There's a bridge.
A few months back, a friend of mine was taking off from 20 at Rochester, and he had an engine failure on takeoff, and he ended up crashing into the trees at the end. If you come off 20, you'll see that there's a load of trees at the end, and he actually came down in that little wood and lived to tell the tale.
Trees at the end of a runway? Madness.
I mean,
that's pretty much every runway in the sim.
So I say, you mean there are trees in the runways?
Is that what Asobos say, hold my beer?
Yeah, it's an Asobo pine.
Ooh, a bridge.
I was tempted, but I didn't.
We've got 2 bridges very close. One's for the railway and one's for the motorway.
It's always nice to be on a group flight and have someone provide the fighter cover for you.
There's something that's been whizzing over my head.
Around this area, it's probably a good idea.
Oh, there's a big church down there. Straight over the top of it now.
It's possibly Rochester Cathedral then.
Yeah, it probably is. Flew over it on right base.
Yeah, Rochester is a lovely historic city, actually, the Rochester Cathedral and Castle. It's got a beautiful Norman castle, which is in very good state of repair. And it's just a very nice old city.
It is actually, yeah, it is. The High Street is very good. Some very nice places to visit. That's my touristy bit done for Kent.
We sometimes end up going there because there's a very nice quilt shop, which my wife rather loves. Hey.
Desperately trying to think of duvet jokes now, aren't we?
We don't do duvets.
No, we think you've got it covered.
It's a very nice restaurant. They're called the Cheese Room in the High Street. Very worthwhile visit if you go down there. Obviously plenty of cheese and gin and other bits.
And of course, then there's Chatham Historic Dockyard, which again is well worth a visit as well.
Yes, that's on my to-do list, that one.
It's a very nice model shop there, Jonathan, if you're interested.
All right.
Which shop did they model?
Great to have all the local content today. Thank you, gentlemen.
Actually, if I could say, this just happens to be a really meaningful flight this evening for me, because, I mean, thanks very much for doing this, but I think I've landed in real life at almost all of these airfields, except, of course, Gatwick and Kenley. But Gatwick, I did a low fly past when we had that ash cloud business, and they allowed light aircraft to fly down the runway, but not actually land on it. That was really good fun.
Fantastic.
This will be full stop for me, gentlemen. I'll have to pull the pin, and we'll catch up with you probably tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow, John.
See you soon.
Good night.
Yep.
Oh, good morning.
Bye.
Tough for the working folk, John. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've got a little job that I need to do down at the ambulance station, so I better go and do it.
Degrees over to Thurrock, and that's just 11 miles away across the water.
It's shopping.
And into Essex.
You've all applied your fake tans.
Full disc XR3 ready now.
Good man.
Thurrock, of course, a very small little airfield, and then after that we're passing overhead Damon's Hall, which is even smaller, and it's home to some very, very ancient aircraft at the Tiger Club, where they do all the tiger moths flying from there, which is a bit of a fun thing.
Oh, I don't know where they're based, is it?
Yeah, the Tiger Club has moved around a lot in recent years because they keep getting thrown out of places because they're basically hooligans. But they've ended up in Damon's Hall now.
Associate tiger moth pilots with hooligans. It just doesn't.
No, I was thinking that.
They are hooligans, just very slow hooligans.
You know what David Gower was in that time?
Yes, over the cricket ground, yeah.
That's the one. What are we going for? 2.5?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, 2.5.
You know, I'm well into my latter years, but I now realise why I didn't need to take geography as a subject when I was at school.
Yeah, we've been laughing about that at home. Whenever we go to a pub quiz or anything now, everybody turns to me on the geography questions.
And where did you get all your knowledge from, Jonathan?
Literally the last 3 years with Flight Sim.
You're dead right. I go along with that. So what we're saying that every kid when they start school should be gifted a flight simulator for geography. I've learnt so much more about our planet, eh? I know where all these places are now, and I know what they look like. Yep. The only thing is, it just increases your hunger to want to go there, but I think I'm running out of time. I'm trying to convince Mum to go away again somewhere. Come over and see you guys, but she's very reluctant.
She's heard the jokes.
Oh, is that what the problem is? No, she's too busy down the damn op shop. The opportunity shop she volunteers at. Look, she's happy. That's important.
That's it.
Especially when you want a new car.
Graphics card. I've put that on hold, Peter. I have. I've put it on hold for the moment. I'm going to wait and see what happens with the new sim. Really, I can't complain too much about what I've got. So, do I really need to fix what's not broke?
Do you know, that's exactly the same with cars, isn't it? You know, you've been driving your current car for 5 or 6 years. You think, oh, I'd quite like that newer model. But what advantage is it really? Not much, really, for the money, is it?
No, not really. A few new gadgets that you'll probably never use, and that's about it.
And a speed limiter that you don't really want.
Yeah, I think the thing to do now is to buy a car that's 1 or 2 years old, and then it hasn't got those unnecessary things on.
Yeah, I think, talking of cars, I had to hand my licence back on Thursday because of the health reasons. I've lost it for 6 months. So I put it in the post box, felt really upset. The first thing I did when I come home was wash the car.
Oh gosh, yeah,
I've not washed it for about 8 months. The day I had my licence back, I thought I'll wash it.
Oh, that's sad. That's a real shame.
Yeah, again, ironically, I thought I'd handled it really well. I thought I was doing really, really well until about 3 hours later on. Neil and Contessa have told him about this. About 3 hours later on, I was trying to buy something from Halfords with a voucher, and the voucher wouldn't work and refused to take it, and I got so upset. I threw my phone against the chair in the living room, and it bounced off the chair and went through the window. Internal window, which is okay, but it still went straight through the window. So not only put a hole in the window, broke the phone as well. In the case, and the case. But, I mean, upside of it, and the wife bought me a new phone. Hey! Do that more often. So, yeah.
Oh, the main thing, Steve, is you're still here.
Yeah. You know what, when I do get back to work and they allow me, I can walk it in half an hour, or I can push bike it, electric bike it in about 10, 15 minutes, so it'll do me good all through winter, but it'll do me good.
Did you see you going down the path on one of those little electric scooters or bikes and knocking all the old ladies over?
I've ordered a little electric bike, one of the lower end ones from Argos or Halfords, and it will do the trick. One with a little rack on the back, and I'll probably end up putting a little basket on the front.
Does it come with a phone holder?
No. Some things you have to sacrifice, like your dignity.
Got a bright yellow crash helmet?
Oh no, I'd be getting one of those. It will be bright yellow, and high vis, and some clips, and a bike clips, yeah, and then a whole new attitude.
I think you've got a pretty good one already, by the sound of it.
Oh, no. You're not talking to the real person. This is my Sunday persona.
I can vouch for that, Ellis.
Neil and friends know my normal persona.
It's only because he's not allowed to swear.
We had the conversation Friday, and he told me he's got to be on his best behaviour on Sunday.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy it. Brings me down to earth.
It's quite ironic, isn't it? Flying brings you down to earth.
Absolutely.
Well, you might not be able to drive, but you can fly whatever plane you want.
You know what? I was talking through. My brother took me down to the Tank Museum yesterday. Phoned him up to please get me out of the house. I've been in here 7 weeks. I'm going crazy. So he took me down there, and it took 2.5 hours. And part of the conversation was, I really enjoy the flying. And he said, you know why? He says, because you've got control. No one tells you what to do. You can go where you want, and you're in full control of everything. And I think he's probably right.
And it's cheap and it's safe.
Yeah, so there's no control at the moment. I can't control my health. I can't control when I can get back to work, and I can't control the driving. So it's all been taken away. And this is, I can control this. I just need a Y key for my life.
I was going to say, at least you
slew back 20 years.
A life control delete.
Hey, when you hit that tree at the end of the runway, you get up and walk away.
Yeah, and I think I've hit that tree.
Exactly.
It's 27 at London City, and if you have the appropriate radio gear, it's the ILS is 111.15.
I had to reboot the sim and the headsets and everything, and it's actually running really smoothly, so I don't quite know what it is. Reconnecting into it has made it run beautifully.
No stutters yet then?
I think when I get closer to the swarm, there's a multitude of you over there.
Come up to London as well. I wonder how that's going to handle it.
Oh.
This is the new London now, isn't it?
Yeah, the last time I checked on the Xbox, the O2 Arena was flat. So I think it's going great.
As I told you, it's got a puncture.
Someone let me down.
You as well, thanks.
Hey, Peter, I think you're in the same 152 as I am, aren't you?
That's right, yes.
Is your GN750 and autopilot working?
I've not actually tried the autopilot, to be honest.
No, mine's not working for some reason or other. I don't know whether it's this aircraft or... Just sort of check with you. The GN750's on and it's tracking me, but
I'll try.
My Bravo quadrant enunciator doesn't, and even when I manually operate the autopilot controls in the aircraft, it's just not working. So, been hand flying the whole way.
I'll try it on the way to our street. See if mine works or doesn't.
It's my local Street.
It works just fine, Alice.
I don't know what the problem is in.
Is that Elstree, as in Elstree Studios?
It is indeed.
Yep.
More on wood.
And Pinewood Studios as well. Home of 007.
And it's a very nice little airfield, actually. Very well worth a visit.
Yeah, good cafe, actually. Alice would like that.
That's right.
On the runway. Literally right on the runway. You can throw your crusts and the aircraft will run over it.
I've got to be able to see water as well, by the way. For a cafe to rate, you've got to be in view of the sea.
Oh, well, no, it's got Aldenham Lakes right behind it, but I really wouldn't drink out of that if I were you.
I don't want to drink it, I just want to look at it.
Because you know what frogs do in that. No way.
feeling just down the road you've got Harry Potter World as well, so let's go in there.
Yeah, it used to be the home of Rolls-Royce engines.
It was going to be the home of 007, but Warner Brothers saw how they used it to make the fake, was it Petersburg streets for the Bond film, and bought it out from under them.
Kindwood Studios was used for making a lot of the Carry On films as well.
Yeah, there's definitely some server issues going on this evening for some of us. This is bizarre.
I'm still good at the moment. I'm about a mile away from the city airport and no issues so far.
Maybe because I've connected in when everyone else is in.
Do you have a VPN, Jonathan? Try turning a VPN off, and could there be limiting traffic for games?
No, I'm not with VPN. It's just, it's the first time I've seen it do this ever, to be honest. It keeps, the sound keeps cutting out for fractions of a second. And it's when it's loading assets on the ground when it happens.
I think only a restart and coming in last will fix that for you.
Yeah.
Most of the UK updates cause more data, you know, there's more buildings, more detail to load.
You got a lot more people on the network because I have absolutely no problem at all at the moment.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Oh, yeah. Do you think it's your audio driver misbehaving, Jonathan?
No, it's just the, I think it's the number of people in the sim that's causing it troubles.
But it's not a UK problem, is it? So I'm not seeing any problems.
Yeah, or maybe it just needs a reboot. It's a random occurrence.
That's because you opened up the stream, Jonathan, about Flight Club. And the first rule of Flight Club is...
I've got so many nameplates in front of me. I really have got to fly the ILS down because it's the only way I can find the runway.
It's the flight sim version of telling everybody at school you're having a party. Parents are away. I'm having a party.
The name tags.
And everybody you didn't invite turns up.
Absolutely. From the whole county, there's about 300 people turn up.
I never did anything like that.
I didn't, not my home, but I know someone that did. In a vicarage, in a place called London Coney. There's an open invite and about nearly 200 people turned up.
I suppose the vicar was too impressed.
He wasn't, but he was really cool about it, you know. He opened up the side gates and let everyone into the garden in the rear, and he got everyone that came along turned up. And because he was there, having a beer and enjoying himself, everyone was reasonably well behaved. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought he could go crazy, but he didn't. It was the vicar's son whose party it was. And yeah, he was really cool about it.
And for those of you who are interested in improving the experience around London with the Thames River, there is a fix out on flightsim.to that takes care of some of the issues that are going on.
Yeah, I did see that. I've downloaded that and it does work very well actually.
Is it alright, yeah?
Yeah, it does. It hasn't fixed all of them, but it's fixed a fair few.
Because the tiny little details like that, you'd have thought, oh wow, they're probably just easy to miss, aren't they? There's tiny little details like no water in the Thames. Probably got missed.
Can't even blame low tide, can you?
I'm finding the photogrammetry is very slow at loading. I don't know if anyone else is finding that.
All the gas tanks are empty.
They're giving us the frog in boiling water syndrome to get us into 24, so they just ramp all this lot back by 75%, so that it performs terribly, so that when we do go to 24 and it performs okay, we're, oh, this is wonderful. We just get used to it over the next 3 or 4 months.
Probably wouldn't put it past them.
Start cutting servers, you know, because they're not going to double the servers, are they? They're just going to cut this back by 50%.
Which airfield are you at now?
London City.
Say again?
London City.
Big Golf Lima Charlie.
Now heading for Echo Golf Tango Romeo.
I've just tried the autopilot, Ellis. It'll work on the heading, but it won't work on the nav.
Might have something to do with the aeroplane.
Mine works just fine, generally.
Yeah, but in the same plane as us, though.
Yes.
Let me correct that, Ellis. I hadn't turned the GPS on, so I'm just trying it now, and it seems to be working. Mind you,
My Bravo annunciator panel's not lighting up or anything, so might need a reboot, I think.
One of my favourite things to do in this sim is to fly around over central London and try and spot all the places I know. It's really quite fun.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I've just seen the Emirates football stadium for the first time. It's quite impressive.
And Bren's, the O2 is not flat. You obviously rectified that, but you mended the puncture.
On the Xbox it's flat, but I didn't check. I'm in a dock at the moment, so I'm flying by a purple line, you know.
Looks fine to me, Brent.
Even I was on the S series. I don't know what happened the other day, but it looks fine now. Actually, it looks all blown up. But when I was in the helicopter the other day, it was literally flat. But it looks okay from now.
Just feeling a little deflated.
Oh gosh, I'm just over the Royal Albert Hall and the Albert Memorial. It's brilliantly done.
I'm just flying over the Olympic Park, and that looks really good as well.
I must admit, the photogrammetry from London looks a lot better at above 1,000 feet. It really looks good. It's when you get down close, it's not quite as impressive as it's supposed to be.
Is there a big stadium down there? What's that, gentlemen?
That'll be West Ham's new stadium. It used to be the Olympic Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And right next to it is the Aquatic Centre.
Alexandra Palace is well modelled.
Is that what's over onto the right? Big building with a spire on the end.
Yeah.
That's it, that's the radio mast, yeah.
First TV transmissions, and the highest point in Greater London as well. Great place to sit and have your lunch. You can look across so far.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's nice.
Fantastic, yeah. The only benefits about driving in London for a living is you get to see and stop and lunch and at some nice places.
So do you say drive in London?
Yeah, in the bikes, you know, delivering the bikes in the van. Sometimes have to wait around for an hour or two.
Oh wow, I've just spotted Wembley Stadium with its great big arch. I'm going to go and have a look at it.
That's been redone as well in this.
And that's the Emirates Stadium.
Yeah, they've done a great job of that.
Just flown over that, looks really good, yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant what they've done.
So accurate, they've even got Arsenal losing again this one as well. It really is accurate. on the desert island. One says to the other, "Hey Bert, you know Arsenal lost today?" He went, "How do you know that?" He all said it's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, stadium is well modelled, isn't it? Very well done.
A superb flight plan as usual, Peter. Thanks for putting this one together.
Oh, there's another stadium down there.
Oh, we got them all over the place.
So runway 26 at Elstree.
Runway 26, Roger.
Terraced housing for Africa.
That's what happened off Elstree, I think.
If you've seen another stadium, that might be Watford's football ground. Possible.
Should turn on your notification so you can know what it is.
I think that's the only football ground that's north of Wembley. To Elstree would possibly be Watford. Yeah, I think so.
It's not the rugby. It's not the rugby stadium, is it?
Sure, I'm lagging a little behind you, like, so I'm not so sure where you are.
What's that, Twickenham?
No, that's south of the Thames, Twickenham.
No, thinking it's possibly it's Watford, but I've just passed the Emirates, so I'm miles behind.
Blowing over what looks like a golf course down there.
Yeah, there is one not far from Elstree, about 2 miles from Elstree.
Pinner Hill Golf Club, isn't it?
That's the one. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's near Radlett, so yeah, that probably will be Pinner Hill. You're about 5 minutes away from my place.
We're doing everybody's house tonight, aren't we? Do you think Peter's stalking us?
You will never know, will you?
Probably the house in the sim is in better condition than mine.
The car's not as clean though.
So what do you do with the car now?
I use it as a mobile security barrier to stop people getting into the garage.
Good plan. Are you going to keep it or
yeah, it's on one of those PCP deals, and I'd like to buy it at the end of the I've still got 18 months left on the PCP, so it'd be silly to give it back because I think I've only got 8,000 miles and it's 2.5 years old. So I think I'm not going to use it for 6 months. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any more than about 11,000 miles in 18 months. So I might as well make sense to buy it off them.
Gosh,
as opposed to be forced into buying an electric or a hybrid or when that deal ends. So I'll probably be about 8.5 grand.
Yeah, I mean, will anyone use it? Will your wife use it in the meanwhile? Or not?
Well, yeah, she might do, but she's not got a license, so I would be pretty upset. No, she did have driving lessons, and then she failed her test. But before she got out of the test centre, she stalled it going up. There's a little slope, like a 10-yard, 5-yard slope to get onto the road, and she stalled that going up there on a test, and she literally looked across to the instructor and said, "I failed, haven't I?" And he said, "Yeah, but carry on." She said, "Oh, no point." So she reversed back into the space, and that was it. And then she said, "I'm not cut out for driving. I'm not safe. I'm not cut out." She decided, she took the plunge there and said, "No." She said, "I don't trust myself. I'm not one of those. I'm not good with directions. I'm not good with that." So she took, that was quite a courageous move to say, "Look, no, I don't think this is for me. Let's not." She did a bike test.
I'm exactly the same, Steve. I just could not get myself driving, but on a bike, absolutely fine.
Yeah, she was great on a bike. I followed the school round when they were doing their CBTs from a distance, and she was excellent, really good. And she rode a little bit on the CBT for a while. But yeah, and just decided to stay away from the cars.
There's a few other.
Shocking. I've got a wife that is a very good driver. In fact, I've renamed her. Her name is Sterling Moss. Merling Stoss.
Are we anywhere near HMS Belfast?
We passed it. It's on the Thames by London Bridge, so we didn't quite pass it.
Yeah, I don't think it's modelled in this.
No, they put two stupid little boats on there. Are we landing at this one? Because everyone's touching and going.
No, it's Dedham. It's up by 8 miles.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
This well-modelled little airfield, Peter.
Yeah, it's on Elstree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you want Belfast back on the river, there's a add-on in flightsim.tl, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll look at that.
So, wasn't it?
That used to have the country's next to it. That used to have the country's very first skateboard park, like in the early 80s. I remember being taken there, next to HMS Belfast.
What do you mean, you want a skateboard, Steve?
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago. I think it was 1982, I think.
It's 2-4 at Dedham, so straight in.
Roger.
(1982). My wife wasn't born then. Crumbs. It's like I say to her, "Oh, do you remember watching Live Aid?" And she, "No." I think, "Oh, cheers." I think she was 1.
No, I was too busy eating my milk and rusks.
You guys are making me feel old.
Well, I'm older than her, so...
Born in the 1980s. My eldest boy was born in 72.
Oh, well, I'm as old as your eldest.
Same here, I was born in 73.
You youths. 68 here.
Mere children.
Buddy B, 43.
56.
55, yeah.
65.
Well, I'm winning. I'm winning at the moment.
You're in the lead, yeah.
63.
I'm 12.
60.
1943, I was born.
You win
in the middle of the scrap.
62.
I'm a bit of a grandfather then, aren't I?
You've got a young voice, Alice.
Does that mean Jonathan is the youngest then? Based on the years we've given?
Sounds like it.
A mere whippersnapper.
69.
Oh, bless. You want to give his cheek a wibble, don't you?
Have we verified his age to check he's okay for this?
That's why John.
They say wisdom comes with age.
Yeah,
Can we factor in? Sorry, go on.
No, go on, Karen John.
All I was going to say is, can we factor in? I've got 3 daughters, so actually, I've aged enormously.
Yes, you have my sympathy, Jonathan. We managed 2 boys and 1 girl.
Yeah.
I love my daughter to death, but as a teenager, yeah, I'm sorry, I won't go there.
When
the worst time of my life was bringing up a teenage daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that must have been before mobile phones, Alice, and things, and social media. I'm sure, Jonathan, are yours in that stage?
Oh God, you have my absolute sympathy.
Yeah, I had a Snapchat account for a little while just to keep an eye on one of them, but I removed it from my phone because it's just like this wall of absolute chaotic rubbish. Same with TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah, but
they made me install it.
At least when they get home from school, they don't get straight on the phone to talk to their friend who they were talking to.
No, they spend all evening. They spend all evening live on one social network or another, talking to their circle of friends. The phone stays on as they walk around.
Fancy being on a computer for hours and then just talking to strangers. Bizarre.
We would do such a thing.
But you have to be careful because you wander in the kitchen, getting dressed on the morning or whatever, and then there they are, stood in the kitchen live on Instagram or something, and there's you stood in your underpants and a shirt or something. But you can embarrass them enormously because if they're talking to somebody they want to impress, and you just appear over their shoulder while they're live and say, "Well, you shouldn't be live then, should you?"
No extension cords there.
Nope.
Fancy that. Someone streaming live stuff, eh? God dear.
I know.
That's one of the advantages of being a dad is just being an embarrassing dad, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah, that's what it's about.
It makes it all worth it.
It does, yeah.
And when was the last time you saw your bathroom?
It's funny you say that because there's a negotiation about hot water. And why somebody needed to take an hour in the shower.
Was that you, just to get away?
Yeah, it was actually. I didn't like to say.
It's the only time you get any peace and quiet.
One of my friends put me onto the masterly trick of eating biscuits behind an open kitchen cupboard door so they can't see you eating them.
So it's one of those like sitting down at the table and ducking your head down under the table to eat sweets.
That is. It's the grown-up equivalent.
Surreptitiously, so you don't rattle the packets and
yeah.
So both the dog and the daughters don't find out.
Oh, and if you walk into a room and you're obviously chewing something, it's like the Inquisition. What are you eating?
Where's mine?
Exactly. Oh, that's the implied question, though. They don't say it.
Yeah, but if you ask them the same, God, dear, you don't have to get it.
Yep.
Well, I think one of the greatest inventions of this century is the tankless water heater. So that's definitely helped us out with the hot water in the shower.
Absolutely.
My son is part walrus, I think.
probably fun is trying to grow a set of gills.
I'm going to put labels on to find out what this airplane really is. So.
I take it they're all using the Wi-Fi, aren't they, Jonathan?
Yes, but we've got fibre to the house, so it's never an issue.
Can you imagine if we were still metered?
That's interesting. I put Flight Sim on to show just the stock aeroplane models instead of the realistic ones. And there's a Scout flying around, but it's replaced it with an A380.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
That's quite amusing.
I just had a look at the live stream that you're doing, and I thought for a minute it was going to crash straight into you.
It's quite funny.
My daughter's having a sleepover this weekend at the house. So you know, at the beginning of each of the flights, and you give all the rules and regs and so on. I've had that chat, but the chat was coming my way. So don't talk about this. Don't mention that.
Don't be embarrassing. Don't say anything about me.
Oh, I'm going to be embarrassing. Of course, I'm going to be embarrassing.
Right, I'm going to shut the live stream down.